Tell him to he needs to back up. He wants to get over me.
When did you start feeling the pain in your wrist?
Right about a couple of months before the Canada World Tournament I had pain before.
And why did you keep it from your wife?
Because when you've been arm wrestling as long as I've been, you start complaining about pain and stuff like that. First thing they want to tell you is that, well, RJ, you need to get it looked at, you need to get it checked out and stuff like that. And I didn't want to make no excuses, and I thought they were just going to have a little pain and go away, but it didn't. It just kept getting worse. I got to thank God that I got to pull the Worlds in Canada, and I did good. I did really good, and right after the tournament, see, my wrist wasn't swollen at the time, but right after the tournament, my wrist swelled up on me. And I was worried, but I tried to hide it, and it wasn't hideable. You could see it. My wife knows what's going on with my body. So from going on, it was hurting.
And the reason you got injured in the first place is from arm wrestling, right?
No. I got into a car accident. And last year, both my wrists got hurt in a car accident. But this left wrist was hurt more than my right, so I figured this one was going to go away, and this one was going to get fixed.
Oh, so pulling didn't...
No, I got into a car accident in May of last year. Yeah. So it has nothing to do with... You see, you can't, as an arm wrestler or a boxer or anybody, or whatever kind of sport you're in, you cannot let people know you're hurt, because they'll come at you like someone that's bleeding, or sharks will come at you, So I'm like, I'm not letting nobody know that I'm hurt. I can't take nothing from Bryan. Bryan's a real good arm wrestler, and I respect him. But I wasn't 100%, and I have no excuses. He beat me. He caught me at a good time. He beat me.
Awesome. Nobody's going to touch you, Bryan. Nobody's touching you, baby. Get your arm up there, get the blood out.
This is serious.
Same thing at the Harley pole.
Hey, same thing at the Harley pole, Gary. Bryan ripped everyone like that.
Too much power.
Good job, dude.
As soon as the tournament was over at Worlds, my wrist swelled up on me. Then I started getting worried. And then I went to the Arnold's, and it really swelled up on me. And then I went to the Harley pool, and I don't remember the last tournament I've been to that I've been, go up, two down. That's what happened to me at the Harley pool and at the Arnold's.
Go!
It got so bad that there was no arm wrestling at all. My son could have beat me. He's 16 years old. He could have beat me, and I couldn't even train right. I couldn't, I could do a one-arm. I could pick myself up and I'm 42 years old, and I could hold myself up on a one-arm pull-up and do about 10 one-arm pull-ups, okay? And when you can't do that anymore, and I know I'm still strong enough to do it, that's when something's telling you that you need to get fixed,
So you had surgery 6 weeks ago.
Yep.
And you probably shouldn't be here, but you should have.
No, I shouldn't be here. I wasn't supposed to start doing any kind of workout until 6 weeks after the surgery.
Besides the fact that his elbow came up, I still think he pinned it.
Right,
it was a parallel pin.
But his elbow came off the pad, right?
Right.
So it's an elbow call.
Right, so that's a second foul.
Okay.
I didn't see his elbow come up his pad, but I felt like I had control of his hand, and I was peeling his hand back. And I think no matter what would have happened, I had control. Now, he's very good in the straps, so if we would end up getting strapped, it would have been hard to say what would have happened after that. But I felt like both times I had complete control of his hand. So, that's the moral victory I guess I'll take with the call. I can't tell you. I didn't see it. I'm not watching his elbow, so I have no idea.
Oh, I'm going to recover. Yeah, I'm going to recover 100%. By the time the Arnold comes around, I'll be ready.
He came. The Worlds, he was just unbelievable. Unbelievable. The guys he beat at the Worlds, the Russian and the other Turkish puller, are phenomenal pullers who dominate internationally, and RJ handled him. Obviously Engin got him, and Engin's just that good. But he was pretty impressive that day.
My goal is, I'm trying to say that in a good way because Engin's my buddy. I like Engin. That's my goal. When I beat Engin, I've done what I filled my dream. And it might not ever happen. But I'm just saying, that's who I'm shooting for. There's no one else I'm worried about is Engin. I'd like to beat because he's the man in 54.
And, for RJ, I try not to speculate too much on, how much is the surgery, how much is the confidence, because I've been down that road before, where if you just don't, things start chipping at you a little bit, and before you know it, you're just not quite the guy you wanted to be. And so RJ, I will continue to take with the utmost respect because, you saw what he did to me the first time he pulled. I mean, he pounded me. And he's got the potential to do that every single time if I don't step up and try to do something. I mean, the very next time he pulled, he could be exactly the same as my first match. He could pound me again.
How long have you been in the sport?
I started back in like 87, and I pulled to about 91, 92.
Ready to go!
You gotta say, you're looking good today, brother.
Appreciate it, thank you. Would have been nice if I got a clipped RJ, but hopefully another shot at him again. Well,
Go!
watch your elbows. Watch your elbows.
Winner!
My structure is entirely different. My confidence is entirely different. I think the biggest change was I just was confident with what I could do. I changed. I went up 22 pounds. I was stronger, more structurally sound. I'd beaten some top opponents, and my confidence got really high, and I was willing to hit and take off. I was blasting people. In Ottawa, I was just catching people. And, you can't always do that. It's not an easy thing to do. I would say that this is probably the best day pulling I've ever had.
Ready, go!
Winner. Great hit. You have so much pressure in your hand that I had a hard time getting you this way first, so I had to drop. And people are focusing more on on RJ, but Tim Sears, dropping down to pull 54s, beating him in the top roll, Alan Burgett pounding him in a hook like that, And then I think that, the being able to stop Bryan Thomas's hook gives me just more confidence. I mean, everything that I do now, I just building my confidence, and it's a huge part of this sport as far as I'm concerned. I probably didn't always realize that, but you got to be there mentally. It's just kind of deciding that I was going to do this no matter what. I was going to hit. I was going to do all the aggressive things I needed to do. And, I went out and did them.
So are you prepared for this? I mean, you didn't come out here and dominate today by luck. You prepared and you came ready.
I came ready, and I think the biggest factor was getting healthy. I'm still a little heavy I'm a little overweight at 154, but getting healthy. But I need to. But getting healthy was a big factor, and getting mentally prepared that I could pull with anybody they put in front of me.
Now, how'd you do against Engin in Ottawa?
No, I didn't have nothing for him. I didn't have nothing for Engin. I didn't have nothing. I was just sitting there like I was just hanging on to him and just thinking what he was going to do. His hand is so strong. I couldn't even match his pressure, and I didn't even try.
So right now he's the man. He's the man to catch up to.
In my book, I think everybody knows him. He's known all over the world.
I mean, that's my main focus. I came here to qualify for the Arnold, and that's my main focus right now is to get in there against this same group of guys plus Vern Martel, the Japanese national champion, and get in there and really prove what I can do on that kind of a venue.
There you go!
If there would come a day that I ever beat Bryan and Engin, and that's what I'm shooting for. Don't get me wrong, they'll be coming back for some more. So
okay, we got
you gotta. I know they're younger than what I am, but I would be like on top of the world, So I don't. You never know what could happen because a man could change every year. A man could change. So look at Simon. Simon was like. Simon looks good compared to last year. Last year, Simon didn't look nothing like it looks now. And he's doing good. So if a man really wants to train hard and has got his mind focused on wanting to do certain things, that you get focused, you could get whatever you want to get done. But you gotta want it,
And how old are you now?
35.
So when you say Ron Bathsage, when you continue in the sport, do you have what it takes to become one who's talked about as like a legend of the sport and who dominates?
I don't think, to be quite frank, I don't think that I have the hand. I can drop down to 43s and beat a lot of guys, and I can do well in the 54 class. But I don't think I'll ever have the hand. My limitations are there. I don't think I'll ever have the hand to be that kind of dominant, be that kind of legendary puller, regardless of what happens. Just because I don't have all the tools. You know, guys like
What
Bath.
do you have to have?
I think, you know, for me, my biggest limitation is is my hand. My hand's very strong. It's just not very big.
So a big hand.
Sure, it's all about control. You get hand control. You know, and he's got a good sized hand, but he gets hand control through his pure strength. So I would have to get freakishly strong in my hand to the point that I could grab control.
You felt freakishly strong when I gripped up with you.
Well, yeah, compared to some of these other guys, though, they're pretty impressive. So I don't think I have all the tools. I think I can do pretty well. I can be pretty successful for a while, maybe shock some people now and again, but certainly I don't have the tools to become that caliber of player.
What about Travis Bagent?
You know, if confidence was gold, Travis would be the richest man on the planet. And I think that's when you start getting to that level, confidence is king. You've got to have it.
Chocolate chip cookies at home, easy.
Those guys who are up there pulling at that level, they know the tricks, they know the pulls, they're strong, you know, they know how to work the system, but you got to be confident.
You better let me know!
Nobody's carrying more confidence than Travis. No matter what happens, Travis is always confident. And that's going to get him a long damn way, in my opinion, because he's always going to go in there thinking he's the best, and if you have to. You can't go in there thinking you have no chance. And that'll be a big factor for Travis as he continues. He's a young kid. He'll keep.
So guys like Ron Bath and John Brzenk, as they get older and kind of, you know, fade into the legendary status, and what younger generation of pullers do you see that will be those next legends?
It's really tough to say. You know, it's almost like the classic car issue. You know, they're not making any more classic cars that'll ever become classics anymore. You look at like a John Brzenk and a Ron Bath, the things they've accomplished over their career and the things that they can do probably can't be replicated. I don't think it can be. No one will ever, and even you take the Patton, those kind of guys, I don't think that this can ever be replicated. You get some guys who are very dominant and who, you know, I think Mike Selearis is a guy that can really continue to become more incredible, a phenomenal puller. He's incredible now because he's got a lot of tools. I mean, he's got all the tools. He's got a great hand, great hit, very strong. But I just don't know that anybody can ever attain John and Bath status and Patton status. It's a different world now. Things change so much. You know, it's not the same. It's not the same sport anymore.
It's over! It's over!
Thanks, man.
But